uh this thing settled right here. Todd, are you there?
I'm here.
All
Doing
right.
all the things you asked me to do.
She's getting things together right now. Let's see real quick. Okay, we got Alex from Momentum Media joining in. What's going on, big homie?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Going good, man. This is my homeboy right here, man. We do this show every weekend called Ask Alex, and we talk about the trending pop culture stuff. Uh, Alex, man, thank you for coming on my live stream.
Oh, anytime, man. I think this is the first time we've done a live stream on your channel, just us.
Right.
So this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. Don't drop the soap. It's gonna get crazy. So we just did on his channel one of these debate things that it's kind of similar to like movie fights from Screen Junkies. You want to explain what they do on your channel when we do this?
So we started a show, me, Jeremy, and we started a show originally on Jeremy's channel called Real Debates.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved everything to Momentum Media, and now it's basically we're taking different YouTubers, smaller, big YouTubers, and we're debating pop culture. It could be character versus character, movie versus movie. It can be anything. It can be any character, any TV show versus TV show. We just did a match between. Well, I won't spoil it just yet, but we just did an amazing match with Ian and another competitor. And it was amazing. It was a dope match. Tune in this Friday where we get to see Jeremy from Movies Are Terrible versus Reggie from the Silver Site, a new competitor. And we go at it. Lovecraft Country versus The Boys. Very suspenseful and funny debate as well. It was a good match. So you definitely want to tune in at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on my YouTube channel to check out that debate.
Right on, man. Right on, man. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see my debate with Reggie from Spider-Man 3 versus The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Shout out to Reggie in the chat right now, man. I can't wait for y'all to see that.
What's up, Reggie?
What's good, man? What's good, Abbas? I hope I'm saying this right, man.
Hey, Abbas, how you doing?
Abbas, yeah, I've seen you in everybody's channels, man. Thank you for the support. Seriously, Jeremy appreciates it. Alex appreciates it. I appreciate it, man. You're a cool dude for coming through, man. All right, we got a lot of topics tonight, man. Let's go through some of them right now, man. One of the first topics we're going to talk about is the Fast and Furious franchise. They're going to end with an 11th film. Next thing we're going to talk about is Euphoria is going to have a 2-part special coming up. I was really hoping to see a new season, but anything from Euphoria is dope. And then we're going to talk about the new talks of the next verses is going to be Busta Rhymes versus T.I. Oh, well, I can't wait to talk about that. But first, man, I want to show you guys one of the coolest things. Let me see if I can get this going. Share screen. Okay, hold on. Share audio. I was trying to figure out how you do a screen share, but I guess I can't. So we're going to scrap that idea and just move on to the first topic. All right. All right, Alex, are you a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise?
I am a huge fan of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, man, it seems like you have no taste, my brother. But I do. I do have taste, and so I want to introduce my girlfriend, who I forgot to introduce, the most beautiful gal in the world.
Hi, hello.
Thank you for joining us as usual, boo. But yeah,
how are you doing today, Tati?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So they're finally deciding they're going to end this thing, which is very surprising to me because I thought they were going to keep this thing going until they were racing in hover rounds. But now they've decided, 2 more is enough. So right now we got Reggie in the chat saying that Fast and Furious is in space. I think that's the rumor that they're going to go through, and we'll see. Fast and Furious is ending with Dom's storyline, and it will be moving on. It will be moving on. No way they're going to let go of $1 billion franchise. That's true. Maybe Disney will get it, and we'll get a whole bunch of spinoffs. About
Iron Man and the X-Men driving cars.
Absolutely. What's good, Daryl? Daryl's the guy that he messed with my sound on the last rap review, man. So we're gonna be collaborating more. He's one of the four nerds in one podcast. But yeah, what's going on, big homie? So let me get your thoughts. Are you ready to see this franchise over in the next 2 movies, or do you want to see more of this?
So I kind of talked about it today on my show. I don't believe that they're ending it. They're like, and it's funny, like James Gunn tweeted today. I saw a tweet from him saying that Universal decided to stop printing money just because. And like I was like, I want to see. I mean, listen, I think, you know, my question for the Fast and Furious franchise, after seeing the trailer for Fast 9 putting a rocket engine on a car, a airplane catching a car in midair, like how big can they go? You know,
Right.
and I love what they're doing. I will say the whole family aspect is getting a little bit redundant to a degree. Um, but I love Justin Lin. Justin Lin is an amazing director, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what the future installments are going to be. But I do think it's going like I think the original team story is going to end. Like we probably won't see Dom or Letty anymore.
Yeah.
But we'll probably see more of like a Hobbs and Shaw original team. Because
You want to see Tyrese doing his thing? What more do you want from me?
Tyrese, if you're watching this, by the way, I've tried to reach out to you to see if I can get you on the show. But
What's up?
I think listen, I think Tyrese's character was actually it fit for the comedic relief.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I don't want to see a spinoff with him and Ludacris. Like not at all. Like I don't. Like what are they going to do? Like when they announced Hobbs and Shaw, I was like, okay, what is this going to be? And when we saw the movie, it was good for what it was. But I think what they're trying to do is form a different team. Of people, which I would rather see versus Tyrese and Ludacris in their own garage tackling the new people that they have to fight now. That's crazy. And I saw a report today. It was a fake report, but I saw a report today. In Fast 11, they're going to fight the Avengers.
I mean, they got nothing else to do. Either that or the Decepticons. What are your thoughts on the Fast and Furious franchise? Moving on, or going to do other things.
They should have ended it a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I always say they should have stopped at 5. 5 is my favorite movie.
They should have stopped at 5.
And 7 had a good ending for Paul Walker's character, so maybe ended there. Which one's your favorite?
I don't even think I've watched all of them. I don't care about them that as much as you probably do.
I mean, I don't care, but it's like crack. It keeps bringing me back to the theater. Like, what more logic can I throw out of my brain to watch a movie like these? And family is Dom Senzu Beans. All he does is he rolls down a hill, he goes through a car, he flies, he gets up, everything's broken, he holds his shoulder and says family, and he's back to normal, So he's basically a superhero.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, dude, are you Superman or something? Because especially in Fast 6 where he flew out of midair and caught midair, and all of a sudden they land on the car. They don't break anything. What the hell? Like
the power of family, man. The power of family. All right. So Sherrod says, Kia Sherrod says Tokyo Drift is the last good one. I did like Tokyo Drift, though.
I did too.
I didn't think it was the last good one though, but I did think it was better than like the second one and the one that came right after it, which was like Fast 4. Mm-hmm. I didn't like that one as much, but I thought 5 when The Rock showed up, they turned that whole franchise upside down.
Yeah, Fast 5 for me was like the first real version of the Avengers. Like that was dope. Bringing everyone from every movie, that was dope.
I totally agree. Like I can't tell you what happened in which one. Like I don't follow them enough to I can't keep up. I'm just like, all of it's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like Reggie agrees with you. And okay, so this is my homeboy Izzy. Okay, so you got a new name. Okay, so Izzy's like 10 feet tall. He's a feet 5 faux fum looking boy. And we've collaborated in the past, man. He's another one of the 4 nerds in one pod. So check their stuff out, man. Any last thoughts on the Fast and Furious franchise? It's probably the most trash ride at Universal too, by the way. I hate that ride.
It's so bad.
I've never ridden that ride.
Don't. It's terrible.
Don't.
It's so bad.
All the rides that it's one of the newer ones, but I love. I mean, I still love the Transformers ride is amazing. Of course, everything from Marvel World, which I feel like Disney should do their own Marvel World, like they did with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But the Fast and Furious ride, it's just literally like you're sitting, moving back and forth, and watching a 3D high-speed chase. It sucks.
Would you say it's kind of like this? Have you been on the Spider-Man ride? I actually love the Spider-Man ride.
It's not. Spider-Man ride's way better. Spider-Man ride still holds up in my opinion. But no, it's like it's not like you're sitting in like a thing with 3 or 4 people. This is like the whole crowd is they're rocking the stage back and forth. I think while you're in a high speed chase, it's stupid as hell.
Oh wow!
It's like you're just like watching everything like to the side, like you're like peering out the windows of like the vehicle you're in, basically.
Right.
It's weird. It's weird.
Wow. I've never been on. I would definitely. I mean, after hearing that, I definitely wouldn't want to get on. But and
it is like Twister.
It's a waste of your time.
Exactly like Twister, and I think it's the ride that actually took over Twister, maybe. So that's probably why they're like, "This is how we gonna save money. We're gonna do the exact same thing, but we'll put Fast and Furious screen on there." That's all right. So let's get to the next subject right here, man. You know, Euphoria. Euphoria is coming back with a 2-part special. It's not coming back for the whole season, but the 2-part special is coming on. Euphoria is actually a show that Toddy introduced me to, and I love this show. This coming of age teen drama on HBO, which will be on HBO Max now, I believe. Toddy, what are your thoughts on Euphoria coming back?
I'm very excited. Like you said, I really, really want more, but maybe this is all that they have right now, and they're like, you know, we're just gonna give them what they want, so we can get more done. So yeah. I'm okay with that, with considering just everything that's going on. But I am super duper excited. I absolutely love this show. It's everything about it is just beautifully done. It's well acted.
Oh, for
like
sure.
The cinematography is just gorgeous. Like
Reggie's right too. Zendaya, which she got an award recently, right?
She did. Yeah, and she absolutely
Mm-hmm.
deserved it. She is amazing in that role. Like killed it.
And this is not Degrassi, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
This is like a real life. Hey, I'm going through stuff. High school drama. Like there's drugs, there's rape, there's sex, there's homosexuality.
There's a reason why it's on HBO.
Yeah, it's basically. And a lot of people don't know this. Before I move this on to Alex, Toddy actually kind of auditioned for the show.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she doesn't like to brag about it, but I'll brag for her. Like the was it the producers or the executive producers?
So this was like before HBO picked up the show, and they were basically out scouting for people to create the pilot to pitch to HBO for them to get it picked up.
Right.
And yeah, so it was some of like the, I don't know exactly what they were, but some of like the film people that were working on the pilot that I like spoke with and like interviewed with. So
yeah, so could you imagine my girl? Well, she was probably looking for her to fill the Zendaya part,
her sister, maybe.
Or her sister, because she obviously looks that part. So the fact, but I'm sure that they were looking for like maybe a pilot episode, but then when they got a big name like Zendaya, they're probably like, oh, we're gonna bring the eyes in. Everybody else on that show is an unknown, but except for her. So what are your thoughts on Euphoria? And are you looking forward to seeing the 2-part episode?
So I came to Euphoria really late. Like I saw it like maybe a month or so after it ended, and I watched it and I was just like blown away. It was definitely something different that I'm not really used to in terms of TV that I watch, and it was really good. It's bittersweet for me. Like I want to see more of Euphoria, so that's why I'm kind of questioning, why is it only 2 parts? Why can't we just get a full season? It's like a full season could be like 8 episodes, like The Mandalorian. You know, like it can be something small. But I definitely want to see it. But I feel like this 2-part thing is crazy. Fun fact, though, I did get a chance to interview this one actress named Brie Winslow. She was on an episode of Euphoria.
What's up, Al? That's my boss watching. I'm required to say hello to him. What's good, Al? See you tomorrow. Glad you came through.
But yeah, wow, that threw me off. Yeah, I had an opportunity to interview her. Shout out to Bree, she's really cool.
Oh, dope.
And she basically was telling me she had such a amazing time on set. She didn't get the chance to like meet with Zendaya, but she saw Zendaya like once or twice. And yeah, it's that show. It makes me, in a way, it makes me more, I guess, relate. It makes me want to relate more to what women go through without spoiling anything. Like it's, yeah, like we give women so much shit about their stuff. Like we should literally be a little bit more empathetic.
Absolutely.
When stuff happens. So that really kind of humbled me after I watched that season.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And for all this to be going down in high school, man, and it's a different world. Like there's some stuff I can relate to from my high school days. I wasn't like into drugs and stuff like that, but like I knew people that were. But it's a different age. So there was some stuff I couldn't relate to that kind of got me worried. Like, yo, is this really these kids are going through nowadays? It sucks. I want to highlight what Reggie said right here. That ending scene. Yeah. Spoiler if anyone's not seen it. Like Zendaya was like going through drug addiction, trying to fight it, and she was doing pretty good toward the end. And then there was a part her like heartbreak came to her in a certain scene, and she fell back on it. But yeah, I love this show, man. I can't wait to see it, and I have a feeling that we're only getting these 2 episodes now because the pandemic. They probably like pre-recorded these and probably stopped when the pandemic stopped. So they're like, all right, we got to put something out. We could probably go into production soon. Let's put this out there so we let them know that the show is still a thing. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I appreciate them putting something out because, like, I've been like waiting for it because I want to see it so bad. But, I just hope that I don't know. I'm just interested, I guess, to see like how they're going to like go about it.
Right.
Just with like, it's very, very weird and random to be putting just 2 episodes out before, like, in between like seasons, I guess. Like,
yeah.
How long are these parts? Are they like kind of like mini movies? Like, there's just so many things that it could be. Like, I don't know if it's just like, your average episode or
right.
Kind of like how they're going to carry it from there. Cause it just seems kind of weird right now. So
yeah. It kind of reminds me how certain TV shows would do like TV movies of the show. That's what it reminds me of. And I want to say real quick, shout out to Zendaya. Before I saw her play this role, it was a lot of kid friendly stuff. And even, what she did, some mature stuff. She literally, like, if I didn't know Zendaya, she really portrayed that character very strongly. Like, that was something that she, I guess, lived through at some point. Like, you believe that was her, especially with the drug addiction and stuff like that. So shout out to her for really falling into that role because that was just crazy.
She really proved how much talent she has. Yeah, for sure.
She's no longer a Disney Channel chick now, man. She's a grown woman. Yeah.
Past that, Disney is not calling her. At least not for that.
Zendaya is a gym, absolutely. All right, you guys, let's go to the next one right here. We're gonna get into hip hop real quick. All right, so are you guys been watching since the pandemic? This is probably the best thing to come out of the pandemic is these versus battles, where these artists, and it doesn't matter if it's hip hop or R&B. I wish they do a little bit more, like maybe country, switch up the genres and stuff like that. But this is from not Busta Rhymes, but Swizz Beatz and Timberland. They started this thing called Versus Battles, and they pin these artists up that have the same great catalog and hits and stuff like that to see who the people think has the better hits, and it's all for fun. It's nothing personal. But we've seen some like DMX versus Snoop, which I thought was probably my favorite.
That was my favorite too.
It's a very good one. We saw Nelly versus Ludacris. So I feel Luda stomped him in the ground, but. And then we got one recently, Brandy and Monica. There's been some I wanted to see. Like I wanted to, yeah, for sure. I want to see Jay-Z and Nas. I'd love to see Kendrick and Cole. Who's one that you would like to see?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Beyonce and Adele. I don't know. How about you, Alex?
If they were still alive,
Rihanna. Oh, Rihanna and Beyonce would be really good.
If they were still alive, I would love to see like a Prince versus Michael Jackson. That would be crazy.
I'd watch that deep fake for sure.
Yo, I should probably do a deep fake. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I'd probably take that too far.
Prince will sue you after death.
Oh yeah, almost definitely. But if I had to pick, it would be 50 Cent and Ja Rule.
No, that's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, but I would love to see that happen.
Shot at the end. But well, that would be cool. I wanted to see actually T.I. versus 50. I thought that was actually a good lineup, man, because they came out around the same time. Regardless. Say what?
I said I don't need chairs to be thrown around.
She's talking about 50 Cent just being wild, throwing chairs and shit. No, I would love to see T.I. and 50 because they both came around the same time, regardless of 50 having like making way more money. Ti has a lot of great hits, man. I thought that was actually a good lineup, but I could
Are
still.
they gonna do it?
No. 50's not doing anything with
No.
Money for Trump. Whatever.
I was talking about.
Oh, these two. Okay, so this is
Mhm.
the news for the day. Is Busta Rhymes
Mhm.
actually called out Ti on Instagram? He was being interviewed by Fat Joe, which Fat Joe has a lot of hits too.
Yeah, he does.
But Busta Rhymes I think Fat Joe was asking him a question about these versus battles and who you go with, and Busta Rhymes was alluding to like, yeah, I seen Ti going at all these New York guys, but he don't want to smoke with me. And I thought about it. Because versus battles are not just like your hits, but you're also talking about the features you've been on. Busta has some of the best features in hip hop, bro.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Touch It, Bring It Back remix.
Yeah.
Touch It original. Pass the Cavazier. I mean, there's a laundry list of stuff that he's done. But I have to say too, Ti has put out some dope hits that didn't require a lot of features.
That is true.
Like, I have to see it to judge because I like them both. But Busta's the one I could really like relate to because as a DJ, I played more of his songs than I do Ti.
Yeah, Buster's a hit maker, man. You know, I mean, he's lyrically too, but like when you're talking about hit records, he's attached to a lot. I listened to All I Do Is Win remix the other day. He killed it. He's one of those remix killers. Like you want to put him at the end of the song because it's not going to be fair for everybody else.
The Look At Me Now remix. Oh my!
Look At Me Now. Oh, because he's at the end. He killed that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes. Oh, he's been doing, and he's got such longevity too. Like he's been doing this stuff since like the mid '90s.
Yeah, he's
and Al makes a good point right here too. Like Busta Rhymes, I'd say Busta Rhymes and like Missy Elliott have some of the best hip hop videos because they're so crazy and animated.
Yeah, and that was a time like right in the '90s area where they did everything they could to stand out. Even if you watch their music videos, they're very, very animated, especially when they have like their features with like all I keep thinking about is the Touch It remix. And DMX Park's about to come up and he's growling. Like he's growling and then he starts to go at it. I was like, what? This dude's crazy.
My homeboy Izzy says he'd like to see a producer one. I think they've done a producer one, but they've not done this one. Pharrell and Timberland, and I think that's a very good matchup right there.
Oh, but I think Timberland would.
I don't know, man. Timberland's one of my favorites too, but Pharrell, he's got some hits. He's got some bangers, bro.
But Timberland gave us Aaliyah though.
Timberland gave us Aaliyah, but like, I mean, Pharrell didn't really introduce us to anybody, but he improved people's careers. Like Snoop was doing gangster rap before, you know, Beautiful and Drop It Like It's Hot. Then he brought Snoop to like your grandma's house. He brought Snoop to the suburbs with his productions. So I like to see, this is the battle I would love to see. Missy versus
Busta.
Because they're very animated and off the chain like that.
Yeah.
So we got one right here. Papoose had Papoose. Okay, so he's a good battle rapper. I'd like to see him versus like Cassidy, but he doesn't have hits.
Yeah, like he's a good battle rapper. Like with like Rich, like you watch Wildin' Out, right? All those battle rappers, they're great battle rappers, but they're terrible artists. They're terrible art. Like and Papoose, I can't listen to his song without laughing. I'm sorry, like I just laughed the whole time. Like I don't take I barely take Remy Ma serious, but she got
Hey, now Remy will stab you, man. So I'm not on that. No, right? Remy will do the time over some petty stuff like that. So you better chill.
Hey, Remy, I do not want the smoke. If you want to come on Real Debates, I want all the smoke though.
Nah, man. So okay, so I say I prefer like as an artist Remy Ma as well. But let's talk about Busta and Ti though. Like I think I agree with you. Like solo projects, I think Ti has like great albums. I think better than Busta. But I think Busta has definitely better hits. I love What You Know About That, and like what's another hit by Ti? You Don't Know Me. Bring 'Em Out.
Yeah, Bring 'Em Out. The one he did before he went to jail with Rihanna.
Live Your Life.
Yeah, Live Your Life.
So
Live Your Life.
Got good commercial success, but like some of that stuff, like when you hear Pass the Cavassier or like Break Your Neck in the club, it's not even close, man. I'm gonna always go with the Busta Rhymes feature, man.
Yeah, and like with Busta, like if you look at almost every dancing movie, his songs are in them.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
You Got Served, that was most of his album.
His lyrics are like crack, man. As soon as you hear him, and you're just, oh yeah, it's one of those. He's one of those energetic people. He does Negro spirituals.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I agree with Al. We haven't heard Swizz Beatz in a good minute, man. But he's still got some timeless stuff too. So
yeah.
Swizz did a lot of DMX's stuff. So what are your thoughts about this battle? I haven't asked you yet.
I mean, I think that Busta would probably end up winning just because I think he does have probably more hits.
Yes,
but I mean, I don't know.
He's a worthy composer.
He is.
T.I. has hits too.
They both do. I mean, I've listened to like actual like albums of T.I.'s. I can't say that I've done that with Busta.
Yeah.
So
understandable.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For sure. All right, man. Any other thoughts about these verses? Another idea of who you'd want to see at verses?
I would also like to see. There was two females I just had in my head and pop. It was Beyonce versus Rihanna. I would love to see that.
I said that one. Yeah.
And then I would like to see Chris Brown versus
Usher.
No,
that's what I'd love to see.
What was Trey Songz? That's it. Yeah,
Chris Brown versus Trey Songz.
That's a pretty good one.
I'm going with Chris Brown on that one, bro.
But Trey Songz though got them hits, bro. So did Chris Brown.
They do.
They both got panty droppers, bro.
I might have to go with Trey Songz.
You're gonna go with Trey Songz?
So yeah.
Oh my God, I'm on the couch tonight. Trey Songz. Okay, so I love Trey Songz. Go ahead.
Does that really upset you?
No, I'm just playing. No, I'll still be in bed with you, boo.
But I mean, you can't you're gonna listen to both of them regardless.
For sure. So, no, they're both talented, great artists, and I would say that the thing I like about Chris Brown, though, I feel like he switches up the hits a little bit more. He sings and he raps. Of course, he's doing the dancing a little bit more than Trey Songz. And I feel like his early days, like his first two albums before he got Gangsta Chris Brown, they are hit records, man. Those are like straight up like love making music. Right. I think, but Trey Songz his whole life has done love making music. So
yeah, it's because of Trey Songz I have a child, so that's why I kind of put that together.
You're saying Trey Songz is the reason you have a daughter, bro? Wow, that's why you're a little biased in this conversation.
Just a little. Did you see that comment that popped up?
Yeah, I was about to talk about it. So King of the Hill, shout out to King of the Hill, always coming through. Controversy versus moments on media. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You got some good shit on your channel, but my bars, bro. I think I'll big of a shame. I think
King of the Hill. I would encourage you to go. I think it was the video I did about Kanye West's response to some historical figure. But in there, I talk about August Alsina, and I'm portraying August Alsina as singing. That's me really singing. So I would love to do a versus battle.
Okay, as singing wise, you got me, but like, don't forget, I have those rap videos, those rap reviews. Outcast says Jason Derulo, though Chris Brown. I don't think Jason has enough hits though. Jason, but he's very good though.
He could. I feel like if he
first
had people. No. I was just going to say, just talking about Jason Derulo in general. I feel like he could have been bigger if he had someone behind him that was able to crank out more hits for him, because he's definitely a talented artist.
I think the thing with Jason Derulo is he got a little he's really crazy talented. I love his early stuff, but he kind of got like Pitbull and decided he wants to cater to like the club audience.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, there's that 2 a.m. song is the only song I know from that dude. But Chris Brown, I can quote almost every album that he's done pre when he was like in high school, and then when he grew up and became an adult. Like, there's so many hits that he has. I think I believe it was the Indigo album. He put out 40 songs, 45 songs, and majority of that album's pretty good. I can't really say that about Jason. I can't remember his last name.
I'd say that Jason would probably beat the king of R&B, Jacquees. Say he was the king of R&B. I know Jason Derulo will smoke him.
Probably, yeah, I can see that. Maybe I can probably see that.
Jacquees can sing though.
Jacquees either, but
he can sing. But does he have hits like Jason Derulo? Absolutely not.
Oh no, Absolutely not. No. It's good singles, but I don't know about longevity type hits.
I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, like,
Yeah.
yo, run it. I can transform you. Look at me now. I mean,
I'm
those
still listening
songs right
to.
now still be playing in the club.
Remember, yeah, look at me now. Remember that song he did was well, like his first like deep song was "Never Right Time to Say Goodbye." I thought
Yeah.
I still listen to that one, man. That's a very good breakup song.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna ask you why you still listen to that while Tati is sitting right next to you.
Hey, man. He said he's wondering why I listen to that breakup song. It's not that. I think about the past relationship. Hey, it was time to say goodbye because I'm with Toddy now, baby. Yeah. Now grind it.
Man.
Oh man. Oh shoot, Al brought up. I love The Weeknd.
Weeknd
A
is
lot of
dope.
people don't like The Weeknd as much as I do because they don't feel like he has a lot of like computers behind him.
Okay,
But he's
so
still
does T-Pain.
He's exactly. I love T-Pain.
The Weeknd versus Childish Gambino.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
That would be dope. Have you ever heard Donald Glover sing a cappella?
He's a very good singer.
Amazing.
Man, when Awaken My Love came out, I was like, is that really him?
Yeah.
And they were like, he did all of it. And
it.
I was like, you are kidding me. He is like one of the most talented people out right now.
I did a video about Donald Glover and Jamie Foxx, which I would love to see this battle because those two brothers have the infinity gauntlet of talent. They can both sing, they can both do stand-up, they can both act, they can, fairly dance. They're just overall a talent.
Yes.
And they can be deep, they can be comedic, they can their stuff is great. So I would love to see like an overall versus battle, like in general of everything, like movies, television. I love Jamie Foxx show, but I think Atlanta's a better show. I think Jamie Foxx has better movies, but that album that you were just talking about, Awaken My Love, is better than any album Jamie Foxx ever put out.
Oh man,
I cried on that also did other stuff.
My God, he was crazy. I want to see like I would love to see a Kendrick versus Common.
Interesting.
Both lyrics
versus Common. That'd be a very positive versus battle.
But Common is dope. Like it's funny. I listen to Common to work out, and I listen to a lot of his old stuff and new stuff. Common's talking about stuff back in 2004 that's going on right now.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. And like, it's just, and the way he crafts, and by the way, he's a great actor as well, but the way he crafts his lyrics and the stories that he's talking about, I've never been through any of that, but it's like I'm relating to it every time I'm listening to it.
Absolutely. I want to touch on this one right here from Izzy. He said Kendrick versus Lupe. Now, I think hands down, Kendrick's going to win the hits.
Yes, because people don't know Lupe like Kendrick.
Lupe has Kick Push. The show goes on and words I never say. He doesn't.
Life.
Yeah, how I said hip hop saved my life. Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of hits like Kendrick. With that being said, if we talking about a rap battle, lyrically Lupe will destroy Kendrick.
Lupe all the way.
That's a different subject. That's actually like lyrically battle. Like if I say, hey, start rapping, I think Lupe will destroy Kendrick. When it comes to putting a hit together, though, Kendrick is better. He's got a better ear for putting together a better project.
Yeah, yeah. Like my favorite Kendrick album is the Damn album, right next to the Black Panther album. Mm-hmm. So like, and then Lupe. I mean, if you have to be like a lyricist and you have to really appreciate the music that Lupe makes. If you don't really appreciate it, you're not going to listen to it. Like that's just how I see Lupe.
Yeah, he's definitely not for the closed-minded.
No,
right.
For sure, man. And I don't have banners for these next ones, man, but let's talk about this real quick. We there was a trailer today for the Animaniacs reboot. Did you ever watch Animaniacs as a child?
Oh man, I love that show growing up, man. One of my favorite shows. when we finally got cable.
The broke life, man. You better twiddle your thumbs in the corner, boy. We ain't got no we ain't got no money. Did you ever watch the Animaniacs as a
Not
kid?
really.
So the thing I love about Animaniacs is it's one of those Saturday morning cartoons that came on the WB, but it was actually very educational. I remember watching that as an adult later on in life. I'm like, yo, they're dropping actual knowledge. Like they're going back in time to like historical figures and explaining what they've done, like Thomas Edison with the light bulb, or like they're talking to whoever, like Leonardo da Vinci and stuff like that. They'll go back in time, and these whack ass these cats will just fuck with them. But at the same time, they're teaching them like, hey, this happened in this year, and this person invented this thing. And on the sidebar, we'll give them a wedgie and stuff. But like they are like kind of programming them to understand history. And I've always loved and respected that about Steven Spielberg having his production in it. And then, of course, they introduced us to one of my favorite cartoons ever, is Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Did you see the trailer for it?
I did. I saw it. So before you asked me to be on the show today, I saw that it dropped because I get the notifications of new trailers that drop, and I watched it, and it definitely took me back to that place where I saw that show growing up, and I am very interested to see it. I love the trailer. I loved everything about it from beginning to end. I will say though, it hit the nostalgic effort, but I will say though, I felt like it was a little bit more Pinky in the Brain than it was Animaniacs. If that makes sense. Like,
okay, I get you.
Because I was gonna bring up Pinky in the Brain. Like those two shows were shows that I watched religiously on Saturdays. And when I saw the new trailer, I was like, this is very reminiscent of Pinky in the Brain than I do Animaniacs, because I don't know, I kind of felt that Pinky in the Brain vibe than I did Animaniacs, but I still love the trailer though. I really loved it.
As much as though, and this is something I like to talk about, as much as I'm happy to see this come back because I've always liked it as a kid, that's kind of reaching out to my audience and people your age and stuff like that. It still has this subject of Hollywood is not coming up with original ideas. Like, it's cool that we got this nostalgia of this old show, but like, can we get a new show? Can we get something a little bit more original? I'd like to see a new version for my kid to watch in the next 10, 20 years and tell his kids about. Instead, I'm watching a show with my child that I watched as when I was his age. So that's kind of annoying about all this.
And if you really wanted to, you could always just literally like have them watch the original. And another thing, like, do you think that the kids of today are going to
absolutely King of the Hill
want to watch this compared to the stuff that they're currently watching?
I mean,
I don't think so. Not as much.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I agree with Tati. Not as much. It depends though. Like, I just recently, because I barely use Disney Plus now. I started watching Out of the Box with my daughter. She loves it because I love that show growing up. But I think we have to understand though, like back in the early 90s, our parents were a little bit more tolerant of Pinky the Brain trying to take over the world versus what we're watching now with our kids. Like my child now watches things like a little bit kiddie stuff because she's only 2. But when I look at my nieces and nephews, they watch Wild 'N Out, and they watch if they're watching a cartoon show, it's very I don't want to say jaded, but it's very closed-minded in a way. Like, they are not as open thinking in those shows. They're more inclusive of what's going on in the modern day. So like I remember watching my nieces, and they were watching Disney Channel, and they were introducing like LGBT characters. I was like, that's cool, but they're not talking about anything. They're just like, that person told on me because I'm gay. And I'm like, okay.
I can respect the effort of trying to normalize things that are happening all the time.
Right.
Your kids are going to see gay people or black people or Asian women and stuff like that in Walmart. It's a normal thing. With that being said, though, like, you got to look at your age demographic. My son's 8. Yeah. And he wants to look at adventure and cool, like, superhero type stuff and action stuff. The side character of the guy being gay, he's gonna be like, what is all this? I just want to see the lasers come out again. You know, I think that's those are cool subjects for like maybe the teenage audience.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like old man Ian when I say this, so let me know, Toddy. Am I wrong for this?
I don't think you're wrong. Like I understand what you're saying about like it might not impact them in the way that like you maybe want it to impact them, but I also don't see I don't see anything wrong with like going ahead and introducing those things. So that way, like once they hit like 12 and then they're like, oh, this is the first gay character I've seen all this time. Where have they been? Like, it's going to be kind of a shocking thing. But if you kind of like slowly building into it, even if it doesn't have the sentiment that you want or think it deserves behind it, you know, it's still going to kind of like help progressively introduce that idea for those who aren't surrounded by that idea all the time. And that's really, really important because like you just said, he's not going to pay attention to the sentiment behind it anyway. At this age.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily necessary.
So the point that you made too, that I liked what you said is, it's not touching too much on it. Like there's a lot of man babies in the nerdom. We all know. We see the comment section. Oh, they're forcing a woman. Oh, they're forcing the gay agenda on us. Oh, black character. How dare them? But what you just said though, like if you introduce that young and just normalize it, don't even like acknowledge it, just introducing it, you're not going to get these grown-ass man babies crying about it when they're in their 20s and 30s that are not talking to women. They're, you know, just losers.
Yeah, they're not going to bat an eye and be like homophobic because no one ever bothered to introduce them to it. So, which is very important. And we've got a lot of homophobic people out here, I think, partly because of not being introduced
for not understanding. And I agree with that. I like what Izzy said right here. Cartoons are more story driven, characters and driven. Like, a lot of ours were one-offs when we were growing up. Like it was the episode and it was over. These are more story driven. I can see that. What were you going to say, Alex? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, like, I tried showing my nieces and nephews Looney Tunes, like Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote. They didn't understand any of that, what was going on. Like they don't understand that, even though it's funny because I just realized when watching Bugs Bunny and maybe a couple other characters are the only characters that can talk. Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner don't say anything at all. And it's still
funny. All action, bro. It's on site.
It's all action. But when I showed them this and they saw me laughing, they're like, what the hell are you laughing at? Like, it's not funny. But I'm like, so let me get this straight. Y'all can't laugh at this, but y'all laugh at that bullshit on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel or whatever. I'm like, are you serious? Like all this, and you know what's funny? I guess, and maybe it's because it's the directing eye in me, but I can see when stuff is being staged. Like, really? Like, I can see when you're editing laughs. Like, this, no one's really laughing at this stuff. Like, are you serious? But it's funny. I remember we were talking earlier how your son watches The Fresh Prince, and he's watching that.
He loves it.
I try to get one of my nieces to watch Martin because Martin is like in that same ballpark. Didn't do anything. Like, I was like,
you know what pissed me off today? And I'm sorry to interrupt you. I introduced my son to the Bernie Mac show today.
Oh, wow.
He was looking for something to watch. And I was like, let's try Bernie Mac. You know, this is the type of parenting I adopt a little bit. You know, I take the Bernie Mac plan. So he's watching it. I'm seeing some smiles. And I'm seeing, like, you know, he's watching it, trying to understand. It's just the first episode, by the way. Of course, there's so many great Bernie Mac shows. After the first episode, I was like, hey, did you like it? Do you think he's funny? He's like, not really. I was like, are you kidding me? I wanted to ground him. Bernie Mac's one of the funniest people ever. How dare him talk to him like that? But
Bernie was hilarious.
But it's crazy how we introduced, like you said, Martin, the Bernie Mac show. I'd say like the Wayne brothers or like what's another stuff like that is all like kind of in that same umbrella. If you like Fresh Prince, you're gonna probably like these other shows. He liked Fresh Prince and didn't like Bernie Mac. That was interesting.
And I haven't tried the Bernie Mac show because I think that'll probably be a little bit more safer. But just for me, I feel like kids nowadays won't appreciate Bernie sitting in his chair talking shit. And it's so funny, but y'all can't catch a word he's saying. And
maybe because we're parents, we can relate to like wanting to beat our kids.
Exactly.
He's the kid. He's like, I don't like this.
As an adult, I'm laughing. I'm like, when he's talking about Jordan, like, man, he's such a sissy. I'm like, you damn right he is. Like, it's so funny.
Glad you like my hat. There we go.
I'm glad you like my hat as well. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Yeah, for sure, man. Mine's not political at all. I could just relate to it because I'm black. Okay, so
Real quick, I wanted to ask you because I know we were doing different topics. There was one topic you sent to me about 50 Cent and Ice Cube.
yes. Okay, so I was gonna, if we had time, we could talk about that. I don't want to get too political, but I just want to flesh out this conversation because I think it's a little everywhere. Do you know what we're gonna be talking about right now? I can brief you real quick.
Please brief me. I know you were watching a video with Ice Cube earlier today, but I didn't listen to it.
So it's like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks till election, and then last week Ice Cube says, "Hey, I want to meet with both sides and talk about the Black Plan for America." And
you had all this time.
Exactly. That's what everyone's like. Okay, we can understand you want to meet with both parties, but this is literally the worst time to do it. And apparently, the Trump organization is the only one that reached out that decided they would listen to Ice Cube's plan. Mind you, it wasn't Trump that said that, it was like his team. But the fact that his team's actually taking the time to listen to him, props to them. The Biden, team was just like, we'll look at it, but right now we're running a campaign. Fair.
Totally.
It's 2 weeks till the thing's
but
over.
He got mad about it.
Oh, he didn't get mad. The people are mad that he's even giving Trump the time of day, which I feel like
agreed.
I can see both sides. Like, you want to talk to whoever's in charge. It doesn't matter if you like them or not. If you want progress to go, at least hear the guy out. That's how Martin Luther King dealt with Johnson. Johnson was a racist son of a bitch, but he at least ended segregation. So that's the point on that. But people were like, they were against him just having the conversation with him, and he's trying to defend, hey, both of these guys are evil, but I'm just looking out for black people. And a lot of people are just like, this dude's, you're literally talking to a racist son of a bitch that's not going to give you the time of day. You're wasting your time, and this is right now a distraction, for the election. So now that I'll let Alex answer. What are your thoughts on this?
So I watched this show called Roland Martin Unfiltered, and Roland Martin had Ice Cube on the show, basically questioning him about what was going on, like what happened, how this happened. And he said that when the CBWA, whatever it's called, Country with Black America, he said that initially when it came out, he reached out to both parties right when the contract was done. So way before, towards the end of the election, but right when it came out. And he said the Trump administration just now, like right when we heard this happen, reached out to him to talk to him about this so he can integrate his plan with the Platinum Plan.
And not to interrupt you, but we all know what that means when a white person talks to a black person during campaign season. What is he doing, ladies and gentlemen?
Pandering.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Pandering. Yeah. And I see what you're saying when you say, as black people, we have to definitely speak to both sides, especially the people in power, to see if we can get things done. We don't want to be complacent. But Trump has done, and not to get too political, but Trump has met with Ray Lewis. He's met with Steve Harvey. He's met with other entertainers.
Kanye West.
I'm not even going to consider that fool, but because that fool he's on the ballot, which is crazy. He's met with all these people. He's met with all these people, and nothing has been done for us at all. And I see, and again, I understand the position of where he's going with this, but at the same time, if I'm making a contract for my people, the last person I would meet with is Trump, especially if you stood in front of the cameras and said, they're fine, very fine people on both sides. I can't rock with you. I can't rock with you on that. Like, I can't. Like, I don't care where your mindset was on that. I'm not rocking with you when you say neo-Nazis and racist people are fine people. I'm not. And then you get on the debate stage and tell the Proud Boys to stand by or whatever. And it's some bullshit. So what I think Ice Cube should do, and this is what I said before in the forum that I'm in, I said Ice Cube should get around a bunch of black billionaires or millionaires, LeBron James, Snoop Dogg, Diddy, and they put together their resources and put out this plan. we should stop looking at politicians who are not willing to help us and go to people who are willing to help us, because there are people who are in positions of power to implement some of these things. Now, will it become as perfect as it will be? Absolutely not. It won't. But at the same time, I feel like more integration with people who have the same like mind as you uh, would help versus talking to people who are not willing to listen to you. Also, I want to say real quick before I end what I'm saying. You meeting with Trump is like the equivalent of you talking to a wall. Like he's going to say, yeah, great. We'll take a look at it. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen at all. At least, and I will say, I'm very critical about a Cube and 50 Cent not promoting the aspect of voting. Like,
now, I think 50 is just trolling, and I'll explain why. Because
he's an asshole.
50 just does anything for attention. Obviously, his Instagram and his shows are getting more clicks just from what he said recently. So I'll say this. So 50 was watching TV and seeing that the rich are going to be taxed like a motherfucker if they vote for Biden, which I am nowhere near making. What is it, 300,000 a year?
Yeah, no, there's no way. I'm not making that either.
It's 400,000 a year. Tax everybody that makes over 400,000 a year, because like with Trump's plan, these people are going to be richer and our broke asses are not. So like, why should I care about that? I mean, 50 obviously is in that tax bracket, so he made a public thing and said, "Oh hell no, I don't like that." It's a very stingy and selfish thing to say,
Yeah,
but
like
it is. Like you have a record label, you have 2 HBO series. Like Power and Power Book 2, you are a partner on BET. Like, what the fuck? Like, give me one of those things. I'm good.
Yeah,
I just want one. Like,
I eventually do want to be. I do want to be a business owner. I do want to make that much money a year.
Right.
I understand the struggle. Most of my life, as in right now, I'm 31 years old of struggling. So if I make it to that tax bracket, it's gonna suck if I get taxed. But I'm gonna know, like, for the economy and my fellow man, yes.
And I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're getting taxed like at that amount of money, like, it's not like you don't have money.
Yeah.
Versus people like us who don't have money and get taxed, really don't have money.
Right.
So
we bought a house. Like, we're going to be in debt until my daughter's like 25. Yeah, and I'm 27. Yeah. What the hell? Like, it's crazy.
Let's read what Al said. Al said politics really sucks. Absolutely. That's why it's stupid to have 2 parties, because like you're literally like forced to pick one or the other. That's why I love this idea Alex was saying about, talking to other people to form something else. We need more options except 2. Anyways, they need to put the people first. Absolutely. I see how all people, including me, struggling. Al is a business owner right now, and during this pandemic has definitely hit him hard. I think that they could start helping people, and maybe then they will get the voter support. Absolutely, because this pandering shit's not working. Right. People went from doing 1 job to doing 3 jobs, so let's let that start. Absolutely. It's all about pandering now. Like, you want to help, you want to make the women happy, you want to make the black people happy, you want to make the church people happy, you want to make the Christians happy, you want to make the LGBT community happy. So it's becoming a pandering game, but it's like we're all become a team rallying against each other. My team does this, your team's racist, your team's this way, but we've not really had a lot of people helping us out. It's become a huge shit show. And that's why I agree with Alex saying, like, we should reach out to some of these people that are not in politics that want to see things, work a little bit better. But, it's hard to ask somebody, hey, you're rich, can you help out? Because a lot of people just don't want to give their money up.
What I commend because we were talking about it earlier. I think Akon building his own city in Senegal. Like, I want to see more of that. Like, we hear about these, like we talked about Tyler Perry once before. Tyler Perry built his own studio, and he's giving now Black creators and a lot of people a part of the LGBTQ community shelter and opportunities. I want to see that, and if we can all get all those Black billionaires and people of color billionaires together, you can't tell me we can't change laws. But I mean, obviously, to a degree, it's up to that person or people's discretion how they want to see change.
Absolutely. I'll read what Izzy said. It's also not the whole amount. It's just the amount over the bracket.
Which is like, I didn't even realize that, but like, really? So like, whatever money it is that you're making over $450,000, whatever the excess that crosses that, that's what you get taxed on. It's not even all of the money that you make.
Yeah.
Like, and you're still upset about it. It's crazy. Also, the third party one from RJ.
RJ,
I think they just need to get rid of parties.
Oh, for sure.
Because
we're independent, so like
yeah.
I'm independent.
You know, they have like, you know, no party affiliations, and they have libertarians, and they have like all this and stuff, but it's never going to be like adopted or brought into like the system. It's not. So you're just going to have to get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and this party system, both of the parties were not created for us anyway.
Oh, for sure.
They weren't created for us anyway. So
exactly.
I love America, by the way, just to say what Abbas got to say, but we do have our passports just in case the worst case
scenario. Like, I'm telling you right now, if things are going to get worse, Africa, I'm coming home.
I honestly would love to go outside the U.S. for a while.
I wouldn't mind it too, just to see like just the world as a human being, just to see the world.
I would love it.
I like to see other perspectives of life.
I don't know where.
I don't want to be the guy that says I'm going to leave if Trump wins. I'm not gonna. Trump won before, and I stayed here
4 years ago.
But if things get worse, as in like race wars and stuff like that, then yes, I could definitely see myself getting out of here. Both parties are bad. Big J says both parties are bad, but I really just I really try to look for it from both sides.
Right.
Yeah, you got to. A lot of people have a team mindset, and no matter what I say about like the Democrats or what I say about the Republican, you're gonna be like, oh, what about? They're gonna throw out your whataboutisms, and it's ridiculous. So it's and not everybody, like I said, but like it just sucks that you can't have a conversation without like your guard up about your party, because your party is so perfect and can do no wrong. Fuck out of here. They both suck.
And I mean, like, I like what he said too, just because, like, I think that so often it happens where, like, I mean, how often do you really know, like, all the people that are on your ballot? Never. Like, and then people don't research stuff. People don't know what they're voting on. And then they're just picking people.
Exactly.
And, like, I mean, we did the mail-in voting this year.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
And I sat on my computer for probably 2 hours, literally searching everything to make sure that I was being like, you know, a knowledgeable voter.
Yeah.
Because we're not even from here, so like we really are like kind of disconnected from that, even more so than we would be, you know, from somewhere that we actually live, you know, longer. So I really, really took my time making sure that like I was trying to do what I thought was best and not just like picking something, you know?
Yeah. Looks like Izzy said there's 49 parties in Spain. Holy crap. Okay, that might be too much. But that's cool.
I think Abbas said come to the UK or come visit the UK or something like that. I saw something from Abbas. I would love to visit to UK. I at some point in my home ownership life, I would love to buy a home out there. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I would love to try to make that happen.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that.
I agree with Al. America's an amazing place. I've only been to I've been to the West Indies and I've been to England. I would prefer America over those places. Not that I don't like those other places, but I'm not going to say I've not been everywhere else in the world. I've never been to Africa. But America's home. I'm never going to talk shit about it. We have our problems for sure. It's the fact that we don't address them or try to move on. We just like, hey, we're better than everybody else. No, well, we still have our issues. And a lot of our American issues, we like police brutality or racial issues or, you know, stuff going on with our businesses and stuff like that. Financial problems. You know, those are in-house American issues, man. So we got to figure those out. But I love America to death, man. It's regardless of the slavery and the stuff with the Native Americans, man. Like what we're eventually evolving into. I like the idea of like everybody coming from all national backgrounds having the right to have the American dream of building a business out of nothing. A lot of other countries can't say that. So I do love and respect that about America.
Yeah. And I want to add, just because you leave America doesn't necessarily solve your problems. There's definitely racism in other countries. It's probably a lot more worse than it is in America.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that for a fact, but you can't talk like as much as shit we talk about our president, you can't do that in China. They will hem your ass up.
Oh, imagine being underneath Kim Jong-il right now. Or
yeah, you can't.
I would take Trump all day over him.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Literally slaughtering, killing people. So
yeah,
Trump's just on the
He's
internet
just
talking his shit. He's just an idiot. He's just a fucking moron. So Izzy says there's a local national resource that tells you who's on the ballot. We've already voted. We did our little bit of our research.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
So LGH says one could be critical and honest without being hateful. Absolutely.
That's very true.
I think we need a lot more of that in politics, regardless of if we agree with some of these policies. At the end of the day, we're gentlemen or misses, and we can agree to disagree without calling people names and talking down on people.
Mm-hmm.
Been to many countries. America's still the best. All right, I need to go to more. That's why we have our passports. I just got her, or we're in the middle of fixing hers, but we got our passports to see the planet. Big J says, at the end of the day, we have to look out for ourselves. Absolutely, we can't rely on the government because they can't be trusted. Never could. 100%. He's absolutely right.
Very true.
China is a low bar, though, compared to other Western countries.
Yes.
I'll say this about China.
Definitely.
China, I love the Chinese. They have the best food in the world. They have some great food. There's a lot of them. I do not want to go to war with the country that has more people on the planet. So, but I disagree with a lot of their
and they own almost everything in America.
Oh, yeah. If they want to take over, they probably could.
Nah.
American dream is a lie. I'm still dreaming it, so we can see. King of the Hill says, watching the debate tomorrow. Yes, I will be watching the debate tomorrow. I'm glad they're cutting off the mics.
Yes.
I'm just predicting they're still going to talk over each other. They're going to hear some stuff on the outside. Trump's going to be like, "Oh no, you're a bitch" or something like that on the side. But the fact that they're turning the mics off is something I thought they should have done that a long
time ago.
They should have done that years ago, but they never had the problem with a child talking.
Yeah, I didn't mean like a long time ago. I just meant the first one.
It's gotta be.
I want to point out when you after the debate, and I saw the Instagram video of you guys, and you give Tati the shot or the bottle. She take the bottle. What that inspired me to do this tomorrow's debate. I'm just gonna have the bottle right next to me.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get me straight. I've been to 25 plus countries. Yes, he was former military, and so many do a better job than we do over here. So what is the best country you feel has their shit together, Izzy? Because I've only been to 2 countries.
I've heard like other Americans and stuff, like mostly from like in the military, that have
a lot
really
of people say
like
great stuff about Germany.
They do say amazing stuff about Germany. So many people are like, "Oh my god, I want to go back. Like I don't want to be here anymore." Like they love it over there. Like that. I've heard that from a lot of people.
I heard people say that about New Zealand as well.
Yes,
I've heard good things
about New Zealand. Yeah.
So he says Germany. He said, okay, hold on. We'll go to Al first. The American dream is more than a dream. Go to my country, Albania. That's probably I've heard things about Albania. So yes, I could see his point of view of saying I'll take America all day over this shit. I could see that it's a very poor country. So I mean Al's doing a great job. He has his own business. He puts his family on, so that's the American dream in form right there. So I could see from his point of view what he's saying. But Izzy says Germany does a great job, Holland and Norway. Again, countries I've never been to, but I've heard good things. Yeah. I've heard Holland. I've heard New Zealand as well, like Alex said. I've heard New Zealand. New Zealand was like one of the first people to get the COVID shit like out of the way.
Yep.
New Zealand is great too, but I didn't love the weather. That's pretty much like Australia. You're comparing a pro team to a high school
team.
Big J said the American dream is what you make it, and that's
very true. I agree with that.
So, okay. So I think this is a good place to end. I usually like to do my live streams for about an hour. I thank everybody for coming through. This is the first time I put it on Facebook. And yes, we do this every Wednesday at 8:30 and 7:30 Central Time. Thank you guys for coming out. Alex, thank you for joining in on this conversation, big homie.
Anytime. I love collaborating with you guys, man. I can't wait to do more of this stuff. You guys are so much fun.
Where can we find your content, man, and on social media?
Guys, you can find me at Momentum Media on YouTube. Like type in Momentum Media. I am the first channel that pops up. Ian does a show with me every week called the Ask Alex Show. I hate you.
I would say that too if I battled Jason as well.
I'm not gonna. Oh God, I don't want to spoil anything, but but anyway, we do a show, me, him, and Jeremy, called the Ask Alex Show, and where we talk about pop culture, movies, all type of stuff. So stop by and check on that. Fridays we do a show called Real Debates, where we debate pop culture, as I said earlier.
Abbott is calling me out. Yes, I did a debate where I forgot a character's name wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So yes.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention Frank will not be in attendance, and not this debate, but the very next debate.
Thanks for coming through, man.
But next week, this Friday, check out Real Debates. It's the Silver Sight versus Jeremy. Jeremy from Movies Are Terrible. Dope match. Very dope match.
They're going to be debating Lovecraft Country versus The Boys, and I can't wait to watch them. Thank you for joining me as well. Tatiana is in school for nursing, so the fact that she takes a little bit of time to do this is amazing. I appreciate you doing that with me. Live stream next week, same time. I'm going to put out a video of my son doing a review of Monsters. Love and Monsters, the new movie, Love and Monsters. And we'll probably do a review of the new Bull Rat movie this weekend, so look out for that.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thank you, Alket. Thank you, Al. Thank you, King of the Hill, as usual. LGH. Thank you. Thank you, Abbas. And I'd like to say thank Izzy, and I'd like to thank Reggie from the Silver Site. Nice spanking that ass, big homie.
I just want to say. Don't give nothing away.
nothing. You know, Spider-Man is a great show or movie. All right, much love, piece of chicken grease. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all later.